so much, Olumide Macaulay, and it's a great thing though, about the situation in Syria. You know, so much has been destroyed and lives. I heard 230,000.
It's a terrible thing that happens there, and it's something that will go down in infamy in history. One can only bringing it back home. The internally displaced people has to be addressed, and those situations have to be taken care of.
And in the midst of all that, we talked about the fact that they are under 17 championship actually qualified for, you know, the under 17 FIFA World Cup. So that's really something good coming out of Syria. We hope they can actually make their country proud, and of course get to put smiles on the faces of those who've been displaced. And maybe when they gather together, get to watch some of the games, there'll just be some ray of hope and joy among them.
That's what sports can actually do. It can bring the people together. I said yesterday that it's a good tool for social unity. Maybe Syria, and not just Syria, even Nigeria.
For them to do that with all that pressure happening in their country, it's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. Yes. Because I mean, you're in a conflict zone, and who's thinking about sports or football or anything? But they did it.
Libya did same, Niger did same. So sports is actually what we can use to unify this world. Thank you so much, Olumide. When you come back, the second half, Olumide, get some fitness and return.
Get some fitness.
All right, thank you so much.
All right then.
Okay. So that's about it, guys. So much to discuss this morning. But I just quickly want to read these messages on Samuel Okwaraji. We need to, you know, honor him. Bolarinwa Abdul Hakim says, "On thy grave the rain shall fall from the eyes of a mighty nation." We remember Samuel Okwaraji, and we remember it to Okwaraji. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. All right, so keep those messages coming. We'll keep talking about Samuel Okwaraji on the program, and of course every other discussion we have on the menu, guys.
Yeah, definitely we'll be taking a look at the newspapers right next, and of course our guest is definitely in the studio. He will be joining us much later on the program. And before that, Austin.
Before that, let's just go on this quick break. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll let you know who our guest for the newspaper review is. And we'll have so much fun. Sports This Morning on Channels Television. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's still Sports This Morning on Channels Television. Let's bring you into all of the discussion now because it's about show time right now. Let's bring you into this. You can be part of the program. You know our feedback mechanisms. That's it right there on your screens. On Twitter, we're channels_sports, and on Facebook, we're channels-sports. We want you to join the discussion this morning, and that's it, the hashtag that you can follow to join the discussion. Cecilia gave you the clue for the World Championships. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria, they released the names of athletes that represent Nigeria. The hashtag for that discussion is World Championships. And then we'll also talk about All African Games preparations as African Games. And
Final eight
basketball. So, basketball fans, you have a reason to talk sports with us this morning on the show. But before you get talking to us, we have someone in the studio who is already ready to talk to us. Duro Ihazwagbe. I've been practicing that name all day. He's the editor of This Day newspaper. He joins us now to take a look at the newspaper review. Good to have you on the show.
And there you go again with that.
This one I have to. In the last 2 days, I've not been doing that, but I mean, it's Duro. Good to have you on the show.
Great to have you, Duro. All right. So much to talk about. Well,
we'll just start with complete sports.
Yeah, let's start with complete sports.
We'll just start with the NFF honoring Samuel Okwaraji. So much has been said about this man who actually died on the pitch while Nigeria was preparing for the Italian 90 World Cup.
I think I want to say I feel excited that for once we're beginning to honor those who have actually done so well for sports in this country. And if you recall the way in which Samuel Okwaraji died, I think he deserved to actually be celebrated. For a very long time, it seems as if we've kind of abandoned Okwaraji. The mother he left behind, the kid, the brothers, and so on. I mean, for the new leadership at the Nigerian Football Federation to now to remember Okwaraji, and this is 25th anniversary. For me, I think it's a good one. I listened to the president of the Nigerian Football Federation saying, who actually spoke with the mother. He spoke with the mother. He spoke from his heart. He said it as a young boy. He was in the at the stadium when Okwaraji slumped and died, and the way he felt. it brought back memories of how Nigerians have actually been looking at people who have served this country, died in the process, and they are forgotten. It brought back memory of the fact that Okwaraji is not forgotten, that the Nigerian Football Federation is ready and willing to also keep his memory alive and also support the family. For me, I think it's a good one.
Definitely. And another one is 15th IWF World Championships. S.A. Brume, Commonwealth Games champion, of course, a gold medalist. Okwaraji, African champions 100 meters, of course, they are not going to be part of the party.
You've been part of the athletics family. I know, for me personally, I was not surprised that the two of them were dropped.
Okay.
Way back to when S.A. Brume won the Commonwealth game with 668 meter jump in Glasgow. Thereafter, she has not done anything. Her quality has actually gone down. To the point that she's
actually injured at the point, you know.
She was injured.
In Akure, you know, I saw the injury on her legs and all that.
Cecilia, before then, what was she jumping? After the Glasgow games.
Yeah, okay. I think
she has actually gone down. I don't know what actually responsible for it.
No. When it comes to athletics, okay, let me.
You see, it's a systemic problem. Blessing Okagbare is where she is today, not because of the fact that we gave her the best from the country here. It's actually because she escaped from the system.
Oh, I like that.
And was fortunate to be under, let me say, in the camp of John Smith, one of the best track and field coaches in the world. And also don't also forget the fact that she has a Nike contract. I was not talking about brand, but she has a contract. And these people, they worked the brand in conjunction with their team, worked on her, and that's where she is today. In the case of Brume, was it by happenstance that she won the gold in Glasgow? I can't say, because the preparation leading to the medal for me was not enough.
From the youth championships, you know,
she came from the youth championship. She was at the National Sport Festival. She won National Sport Festival here hosted by Lagos. Thereafter, we didn't really see much of her.
Is it the school thing? Because you know she's a uniben. She goes to school, and you know Nigerian university system does not create that time for you. Because I went to Uniben, I know of how many of my classmates who actually had carryovers couldn't graduate with us simply because they were into sports.
The school system here has no provision, let me use that word, for sports. Unlike those two schools in America, the American colleges is such that it's built into the program. But for you here, schooling in Nigeria here, it's either you face your sports or you face your studies. There's not two, there are not hard and facts. So it's either you face your studies and in the case of Brume, she couldn't really be able to marry both. And that's where she is where she is today. Egweru, Happy B, when he did 10:06, I think 2011 or 2011, we were hoping that we're going to have somebody running a top 10. He dropped.
His personal best is 10.16.
I still can't understand Egweru's own, because he had a good coach in Germany. He was going for competitions.
Why he came back is what I really don't understand. But again, of course, he was in school. He actually was doing a master's degree in, was it physics or so at Delta State University, Abraka. So I think he wanted to, like I said, finish his education.
I know.
So if you don't have that, if you're doing sports in Nigeria, you don't have something you fall back on. And for him, it was for education first. And that, like I said, it's a systemic problem that we have to overcome first for our sportsmen to be able to get out of the kind of problem that has led to very promising athletes like S.A. Brume and could not be able to qualify for the World Championship.